following is a overview of the account-based selling process that we would leverage to help you accelerate your sales and marketing initiatives in the Texas market. So essentially, account-based selling. Most people are waiting for inbound leads, and that's a wonderful way to do things, market stuff, so on and so forth. And you'll get inbound leads and you'll follow up. A lot of times, if the inbound leads aren't there, sales reps are out trying to sell, and it's essentially the pray and spray. They're just out talking, to customers, getting some lists, doing a bit of market research, and making some calls. What we want to do is we want to use technology to help us make the model more predictive. So essentially create some campaigns, measure those campaigns. So that's what we're doing here from a account-based selling process. So what I've done here, if we take a look, this particular example here is that if I'm selling, facility-related assets, I'm like, okay, well, how do I segment the market? Who is it that's most likely to own and operate facilities in that? And we want to look at the market segmentation. One of the sets of data that we look at is pipeline information. So, and as well as wells drilled, but specifically pipeline. And we look at really, there's kind of two different types of pipeline permits out there. We look at gathering. So here's an example of Anadarko and their Delaware Basin gathering system. So it's very concentrated, 787 miles of pipeline and a very small footprint. And then the other component of it is a transport pipeline. I know this is tough to see, but this is a proposed 300-mile pipeline by Enterprise Crude Products Pipeline. Both slightly different. There's going to be facilities required here, and there's going to be facilities required here, but it's interesting for us to break out that into separate markets and be able to identify that. So just an example of what we do here from a sales perspective or a market research perspective. This is my instance of Salesforce, and what I'm in my producer accounts US, and I know here I've got kind of show me my well licenses drilled, and then show me over here the pipeline permits. So we can quickly identify, hey, here's some transport companies, here's a company that's drilling a lot of wells, and this is more, and they still have lots of permits. What pipeline permits? So this is going to be more of a gathering type of play. And so this allows us to quickly go through and identify and bucket the accounts into the market segments that we want to break it down to. Then once we do that, again, I just kind of showed you that we've got the our ability to do the account segmentation. So we're going to leverage Salesforce, we're going to leverage both well permits, and we're going to leverage the pipeline permits to break it down into our categories, kind of top to bottom. Who's the biggest, the smallest? We're always looking at ascending and descending type of a list. Then our next component, after we've gone through, we've broken our market down, we've got the gathering, we've got versus transport. We then build our account segmentation. Who's the gathering? Who's the transmission guys? Descending, largest to smallest. Then we look at our buyer segmentation. And these are really, these are the people that are involved in the purchasing decision related to your sales products, the things that you're looking for. Again, we look at, leveraging our sales force to help us with our market research. And an example here, I'll click through to the account, and then I'll go to the essentially a transport company, and we'll come in. And then once we get the instance up, one of the things that we leverage significantly, and unfortunately it didn't go through, so we'll go back to and take a look at Energy Transfer Company. Click through, we leverage our LinkedIn Navigator. So here is our ability to come in here and take a look at. So now we're in at Energy Transfer Company. I'm in the account record. We know that's transport. I'm going to click through to that. And then the things that I'm interested in, we want to have the ability to look at some keyword searches. So LinkedIn automatically saying, hey, 3,700 employees, 457 of them are decision makers. I'm going to specifically say I want to look at the decision makers, and then I did just a quick scenario of titles that might be of interest to us. And then one might be asset engineers, operations inspectors. So if I come over here and I do a keyword search, I already have it as senior people, and I know I'm in that transport company, and I'll do a search on asset, and then we could take a look at it, and then whoops, I spelled it incorrectly, asset. So we take a look at that, and now we look at it and say people that when we do a keyword search, we see that they have associated to the word asset. We can go in and we can take a little bit closer look at these individuals and see what role they play. The other thing we want to look at is I've got 10,000 LinkedIn connections. How connected are these people? How active are they in from a social networking perspective? People wanting to connect with them, so on and so forth. Then our objective is once we look at the high value social people within the keyword searches that we're looking for, we have the ability to automate the process of adding these individuals into Salesforce and now building that list of key contacts out of the 3,700 that we want to reach out to. And now we've got multiple ways to reach out to them. We can send them an email, we can do a voice call to them, we can talk to them through social networking, we can send them a letter, it doesn't matter. And then our objective, again, when we look at our asset, our buyer segmentation, the next component of it is finding out what role is it do those key individuals that we're looking for play in the decision-making process. So what I'm proposing is that we look at doing a account-based selling program, focusing on your particular market, and then following these steps to accelerate the touches to the high-value customers that we're focused on.